Hi Martine, it's Glenn, buddy. As promised, I wanted to make this little video for you because it's part of, it's the same talk I do at Google Campus, and it takes, usually there's 250 startups in the room and everything else, but it basically gives them a really good grounding in marketing. And so the Google themselves, they call it like a half an hour marketing MBA, I think was the way they promoted it, which is awesome. So without further ado, just race through. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible because you're a busy man, but it will really give you the knowledge. If you get the aha moment of this presentation, there's no ad agency in the world that knows more than you. You'll be the cleverest marketeer in the room. So I believe in teach a man to fish, as well as doing the doing. But so without further ado, so what you're actually going to discover is what Dian Fossey, Party Island in the Greek islands, and Starbucks all have in common, which is basically they all understand, or they're part of the story of the ultimate success formula for marketing. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you, the ultimate success formula for marketing. You've probably seen this graphic before, but this really is what it's all about. Anything we're ever doing, it all comes down to this. That's why it's important for you to see this, because I'm going to be talking about image match, I'm going to be talking about ROI stuff, and it's all going to be based on this diagram. So, what is the purpose of any business? You know that. Even if you are a charity, because even a charity has to be sustainable, but the purpose of any business is to make profit. And the focus and everything I'm going to teach right now is all about profit. It's about ROI, because I've seen many business fail through a lack of understanding on marketing, and it's just they're blowing their money because they're not tracking it. They don't know this ultimate success formula, basically. So our focus of all of this is about making money. So let's take this puppy to market. It's the metaphor I always use. So the best book on marketing I ever read is called The Gorillas Want Bananas. I'll save you 12 hours of reading. Because basically the big takeaway is you don't have to sell a banana to a gorilla. The gorillas want bananas. I don't believe in marketing. I don't even believe in selling, because ultimately gorillas want bananas. And the best gorillas of all are actually sitting at a computer typing in, I want a banana, I want to buy it. They're trying to solve their problem. You've probably heard me say, we're always selling the medicine. We're always selling the medicine. Customers have headaches, they have problems, and we have the solution. So gorillas want bananas, yeah? So back to the funnel. So at the very top here, at the very top of the funnel, what we have is the gorilla. And what is the gorilla? The gorilla is the psychographic profile of the ideal client. This means, what are they thinking? What are they feeling? What's keeping them awake at night, what are their worries, their concerns. It's so important, and we've already done it, haven't we? To go in and go, this is my gorilla, this is what they're thinking, this is what they're feeling. Because otherwise you're not talking in gorilla language. Do you know what I mean? So we did the best one, I think, was the charity one, because working with Zabir, we were able to actually break it down, get real into their headspace. So we know all about that. You know about the charity ones. So, and why it's so important is because, people think, when I go to market, I want the biggest market possible. But the truth is, when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. When you speak to everyone, when you try and speak to everyone, you speak to no one. So we have to lock down the gorilla, which we've done, and then obviously you know what a unique value proposition is, and we've gone through and we've done but we've done that as well. It's like, here's what's in it for you, here's the banana, and remember, gorillas want bananas. So for the charity one, obviously, they want more income, they want to not be restricted, all these things. But most businesses fail because they don't even know what their differentiating core is. They don't have that information. But so that we've already done this bit. Why I'm making this video is to show you what comes next, because it's the funnel. So why most businesses fail is they're running around the Serengeti with a ham sandwich, chasing giraffes and gazelles and baboons. And of course, when you're after gorillas, you're not running around the Serengeti with a ham sandwich. You're straight off to Uganda, Dian Fossey, Gorillas in the Mist, up to the biggest silverback, and you're like, would you like a banana? And of course it rips it out of your hand, because, as again, there's no selling involved. Gorillas want bananas. This is the whole point, but it's about how you communicate the banana. Most businesses are going around going, well, it's a nutritious yellow fruit that, and it's no, they want a banana, mate. Yeah. So here we are. Gorillas, bananas. Now the first level of what goes on is awareness. And awareness just means I've heard of you. Doesn't mean you've made a sale, means nothing. It's just the first level. The first level is a gorilla is aware of you. They've heard about you. That's all you have to think. I've heard about you. So when I'm doing my Google speech or whatever up on campus, I'm standing up there in front of 250 startups. And because I'm standing up on stage teaching marketing, suddenly I exist. That's all it means. I exist. They see me. I'm on stage. Now, that could be a paid ad. It could be an email somebody receives. But the first level is awareness. What happens next, and it's vitally important, is what we call image match. Image match. And there's a little heart symbol. It's closely followed by facts match. But let's focus with image match first. So the story I always tell to make this make sense is 11 years ago, my son was born. And my wife said to me, oh, we need to get a new car because we're having a big family. And she says, oh, the lady at work, my wife's a teacher. Lady at work, she's got this big people carrier. She's got a people carrier. And, oh, great car because we're going to have a big family. And immediately, I don't see myself driving a people carrier. I don't see, it's like this conversation's going no further because there's no image match. She's talking about this people carrier, but there's no image match. And the whole thing is people buy for emotional reasons and then they justify it with logic. People buy for emotional reasons and then they justify it with logic. So that conversation's not going anywhere. But the next day, the true story, my neighbour says to me, he goes, oh, Glenn, Govinda says you're going to get a new car, dude. You should get an ML, a Mercedes ML. I didn't even know what this was. And he goes, oh, no, it's like a Mercedes 4x4. And I'm like, ooh, image match. I can see myself in a Mercedes 4x4, you know? It's image match. It's like, oh, success, Mercedes, success. I remember his exact words. He said, once you've driven Mercedes, you'll never turn back. Yeah? But then he also told me, now remember, I'm buying purely for emotional reasons, because I couldn't afford the 45k or whatever at that stage. But then, you know, so I'm buying purely for emotional reasons, but I justify it with logic. Well, we are going to buy a new car, and he told me it's diesel and that's a cost saving, and it does have a big boot. What I want you to take away here, and these two are interlinked, people buy for emotional reasons, and then they justify it with logic. So when I'm at Google Campus and I'm up on stage, awareness, I'm standing there starting to teach my stuff, and you know, I don't really have much control over it. Either people like me or they don't. They're either going, oh, I like Glenn, like the cut of his jib. You know, they either like me or they don't. But, you know, so that's those, and I get those people. But then the next bit is either what I'm talking about makes sense or it doesn't. So, you know, so it's awareness, you exist. Image match, it's an emotional thing. People buy for emotional reasons and then justify it with logic. But the facts match is like, that's why the bullet points, it's like, what, this makes sense, this makes sense, facts match. The next step is capture or response. Now the best form of response is, or capture, is come and have a go and see what it's like to be a customer. So again, using the metaphor of when I'm talking at Google Campus, I'm up on stage, I teach them all about marketing, and the response is, look, if you'd like to take this further, let's meet up for coffee and let's talk about your business. But that's a test drive. So when we sit down, we talk about coffee, and I'm very picky and choosy about who I'll meet with, obviously. But that coffee is really a test drive where they get to see what it's like, how we would be working together and what we can do for them. So, but it's a test drive both for me, so I can see what they're like. Do I want to work with this person? And also it's a test drive for them. You know, this is what it'd be like to work with Glenn, you know? So awareness, image match, facts match, capture or response, and the best form of response is come and have a go and see what it's like to be a customer. A test drive. They do it with cars, don't they? Come and have a test drive. Or a sofa company. Sit in the sofa. Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah? So, now the next step is they're a client, and it's really important to make that experience of being a customer amazing. So, what's quite funny, if you can see my pointer, there's all sorts of funnels. Unfortunately, they're never straight because you lose people at each stage, you know. But I wish it was straight. Everybody who becomes aware of me buys. It doesn't work that way. You lose people at each stage. You'll see the numbers in a second. But you need to make the experience being a client so amazing that you get the next bit, which is they become a raving fan. Because that's the best form of marketing at all. You know, people telling people, it's free, people telling people about how great your service or product is. So that's always our goal. Now, there's something that pulls this whole system together, and it starts with B. There's a word. I'll see if you can guess. You might remember. And that, I won't wait because you're not here. But the word is brand. Brand. And I would say normally to an audience, you know, what does brand mean to you? And they'll say, it's a color, it's an emotion, it's an experience. And there's no right, no wrong. They're all right because brand, it was Ogilvy Mathers actually did a study, and there's something like 350 books on marketing or with branding and marketing in the title. And nobody can agree on what brand is because brand lives in the brain of the consumer. It lives in the brain. It's an ethereal thing. It's like, we control brand, and you know how we do that with our wheel and our communication. But really, when I say Harvard, you think something. You think it. I don't really have control of what you think. But in Harvard's wheel, if I roll back really fast, in Harvard's wheel, as I always say, it would probably say something like, you know, the best Ivy League school in the US, or you know, a success guarantee. That's the sort of stuff they'd want you to think. Yeah? But, so brand lives in the brain. That's why none of the books agree. So, what does brand actually mean? Well, you know what? It was somebody in Ogilvy Mathers. They took a bunch of interns and they went through every single book, tried to define brand, because it was such an ethereal thing. And this is the phrase they came up with, which when I read this in a book, it blew me away, and it made me actually go and find the author of the book and sort of become his Luke Skywalker to him being Obi-Wan. Like, he was the guru, and I trained under him for 6 months, sort of thing, and learned everything I could. So what is this phrase that is so amazing that would make me actually do that and travel overseas and work for free for somebody? So it was this phrase in a book, and it said, brand is every experience that affects the relationship between a product or service and its consumer. Every experience that affects the relationship between a product or service and its consumer. Why that blew me away, as somebody who'd already been doing marketing for years and everything else, was there's only 2 words that count. Because here, the consumer, well, that's just the gorilla. That changes, you know, everybody's got different problems. That means nothing. The consumer, the gorilla, means nothing. Product or service, well, you know, that's interchangeable too, because that's just the banana and the gorilla, fine. There's only 2 words on brand. Brand is every experience that affects the relationship between gorilla and banana. So it's these 2 words here. So that's why I say I don't believe in marketing. All we do is create experiences that build relationship. That's what marketing is, creating experiences that build relationship. Zabir just recently was telling me about how he does his coffee pop-ups. And gives them an experience of the coffee and all that. Well, those gorillas who are sampling his coffee and having that experience he's doing, they like him, and there's a relationship forming. So when it comes time to buy, you know, they're more inclined to buy from him than some other coffee brand, especially if that experience he creates is amazing. So I quite like your thought process, Martin, because when you're talking about the events and the festivals and the Salesforce, they're just doing these big experiences that build relationship. You know, because then I think something about the brand and what the brand's doing. Are you with me? You're with me. Now, if you get that, which I think you do, because you're a smart guy, that's the big aha. The big aha is, yes, it's all about the funnel, awareness, image match, facts match, capture them, nurture them along, go for loyalty scheme. But the big aha is, we don't do marketing. We merely create experiences that build relationship. That's everything we do. So that's why I say it's so important to understand this, because everything we do is about creating a relationship. And we create these experiences, and they could be ads, they could be ebooks we're creating, they could be webinars, they could be these live events, it's everything. But the goal is to nurture them along, to build a relationship, because people need to know there's 3 components to somebody buying from you. They need to like you, they need to trust you. Oh God, I've hit it. They need to know 3 things. They need to know, like, and trust you. Yeah, sorry, they need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you in order to buy from you. Yeah? Does that make sense? So that's that. Now so this is just, you know, it's a thing. You teach the young'uns this stuff. This is the ultimate success formula. I made millions in the Greek islands, when, by chance, not because I was clever, by chance. Oh, I'm throwing the best dance party on the island. Hey, 500 boys, 500 girls, drink all night for free. Wow, 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 wow. That's just the banana. It's just the best party on the island. Because I made the perfect party, fine. But the psychographic profile was, I'm a young Scandinavian or Dutch person who's come to Kos to party. I've came to party. Yes, I had a sales team in the streets selling tickets who were cool dudes or cool girls, and it made sense to buy a ticket. But really, if I didn't have the sales team, there'd be no image match and no fetch match, which is the delivery of the message, and we wouldn't be selling tickets, and I wouldn't have made millions. It's this. I just happened to get luckily. We did a great party, and it was full of gorillas. I got lucky when I was doing Utopia, the online community, and I should be Mark Zuckerberg. It's a whole nother model because I didn't know this model. I might have had the world's best idea, but I didn't know as much about marketing at that stage. I just got lucky with my parties, because I'd stumbled onto the formula by chance. Now, here's what we're going to do for you. Right now, because that's all we're doing, I'm basically the plumber here, right? So right now, we're losing people because there's a whole bunch of people who are out there looking for you right now who don't even know you exist. Remember, awareness is you exist. So we're missing all those people. They're actually typing into Google looking for fundraising opportunities or how to increase donation, whatever. I'm just using the charity one because it's the strongest proposition, slightly. Now, if they do find you, the first thing they're going to do is image match, and it's an emotional thing. And as I said, I've already shown you, made another video where I'm talking about the roadmap of the rebranding and the making you look cool. You're a cool dude. I'm a cool dude. Zabir's a cool dude. It's a cool company. It's a cool company that's changing the world. Well, we need to show that. We need to have that feeling. We need to be using the right words. Needs to have the right look and feel. Forgive me, because I'm always appreciative of any work that's been done by a client, but some of what I've seen design-wise, it looks like clip art. It looks like something my mum would do, it looks like WordPress clip art. We need to make it look sexy and nice, and we've put together this fundraising presentation, but I wouldn't normally even be doing that until we'd already got your colour scheme. So the logo doesn't quite work with the purple thing, and it's, so rebranding is where it's at, because that's all part of the image match. It's an emotional thing. You need to look awesome so that people know you're awesome, and now they're moving along because the next bit is the facts match. Sorry, whoop, I haven't got a ton on, because facts match. Now that wow, you look the part and you had me at hello. And by the way, online it's the 3-second rule. I land on a website, if it looks shit, boom, I'm straight out of there. I bounce away. It's called the bounce rate. You got 3 seconds for them to go, wow, I'm in the right place. And that comes down to headlines, because, I land on a page, it needs to say, are you a gorilla who wants a banana? Anything else, and I'm gone. You got 3 seconds, yeah? So, but if I stay for longer, then I'm going to read the copy. I'm going to, oh, yeah, no, you've got exactly what I want. That's facts match. Now, in truth, capture, especially online, only 2 to 3% will actually take the next action. That's only 2 to 3 out of every 100 that visit a website. So it's very, very important that you would have like a capture device or like some sort of free giveaway or ebook or something that so you can capture them. If 100 people visit, you want to capture all of them, not 2 or 3, who are the 2 or 3 who would go on to the next step. But you want to capture everybody so you can talk to them and email them and nurture that relationship along, yeah? So yeah, and of course, the whole goal of capture and nurture is to get a client who then becomes a raving fan. But like even here, a lot of customers, they don't have an affiliate scheme. They're not running an affiliate scheme. They've got no sort of loyalty program. So we come along and we actually just fix up all these things, yeah? So that's why I sort of say sometimes, hey, we're like the plumbers of people's leaky funnels. So we come along and we do all of this, yeah? And ultimately, why? So we get more gorillas down to the bottom, so you're making more money. I'm pointing here. You can't see me. I'm pointing here to the screen, yeah? Now, so marketing is just a numbers game. It's just about gorillas, bananas, and funnels. Now, what's quite exciting, this gets quite interesting. In order to get one customer, and the one below it, it's quite nice because it's I've got a customer and they tell somebody else, but it's kind of like an extra. It's an added bonus putting in a loyalty program where you're getting people to spread the word around you, but we can put systems in place for that. There's models of success. There's models of success on everything I'm showing you, just so you know. Right, so in order to get one client, the reality is we need to get 3 to 5 into a test drive, into a demo, into a webinar, into a whatever, at least, yeah? 3 to 5. In order to get 3 to 5 at, I've got your name and email and I'm nurturing you, or you're having an experience, I actually need 10 times that number at Image Match. So if I want to get like 5 into a webinar, I need 50 who are like, wow, you've actually, this sounds like you've got what I need. You've got what I need. In order to get 50 who are at Image Match, I need 10 times that number at awareness. So if I want to get one customer, I actually have 500 gorillas or potential gorillas need to be aware of me. Now, you may have heard of the direct mail ratio, but it's actually the direct mail ratio, which is a cold call ratio, which is 0.5%, is half a one, 0.1 to 0.5%. It's been around for 100 years, but it comes from direct mailing charities. Charities know all about the direct mail ratio. Now, online, that's a cold email, cold ratio. It's like cold calling. It's like, you don't know me from Adam, I'm expecting 0.5% conversion rate. But in truth, because we go through and we go like, are you a gorilla? And we put our banana exactly where gorillas are, we do way better than this. But basically, we can backward engineer any amount of profit we want to make by going, well, if I want X amount of clients, I need to achieve X amount of test drives, which means I need X amount here, which means I've got to reach X amount of gorillas. Yeah? You can see why I use the gorilla banana metaphor, because it works for every customer. So a marketing plan, which are like, we're going to do all this and these are the costs. Actually, this all this is just a plan to achieve that that amount of awareness for this client. Who's this? I can't see who this is. Really old. Yeah. So the formula, basically, although this is like a marketing plan, it's really just based on how many test drives, how many inquiries, how many customers. Yeah. So it's just a plan to get in front of that amount of customers, which is the number that popped out here. Yeah, based on how much profit they wanted to make, because then we know the average sales value, etc., etc. So yeah. And so so your big takeaway here is we don't do marketing. We create experiences that build relationship, obviously. And if you want to know how well it works, I had a client, the European Bar School, which at the time was already a really big international bar school. So they're turning over about 1.2 million. And we did the workshops. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but the high level would be, they were very much like, oh, we're the world's best bar school, very professional, very professional. And their whole branding was hard work, spirit and soul, hard work, spirit and soul. But in truth, only about 20% of their students, who go do a 6-week course and become a professional bartender, actually went on to become bartenders, which was fascinating. And what we discovered was actually, it was all more about getting mum and dad to pay for this trip of a lifetime overseas, where they, in theory, were learning how to get a job. But it was a bit more, so anyway, so we changed all the messaging more to party holiday, travel the world, experience the world as a bartender, blah, blah, blah. But it was more what I would call a lot more party holiday instead of world's best bar school, professional, hard work, spirit and soul. We made it far more party holiday. And within 9 months, we'd taken them from 1.2 million to 2.4 million in sales, just by making the videos, changing the messaging. I'll put in a link to the current website, because you'll get a sense of it. But actually, this is a graphic I did for them way back in the day too. So there's many ways of driving traffic. Traffic is SEO, Facebook, AdWords, Twitter's not even on here, LinkedIn's not. There's only traffic, and conversion. This whole side is, all we ever do is traffic and conversion. Traffic is awareness, just so you know, awareness. It's putting an ad in front of somebody that says, hey, are you a gorilla who wants a banana? That's traffic through all the different channels. But then this bit is conversion. People think, the illusion is, and this is why everybody fails, they think, oh, just get them to come to my website and they'll buy. That's just ridiculous. I'll just come to my website and buy. How many websites have you visited in the last month where you actually bought something? You probably visited zillions of websites and bought not 2 to 3 out of 100 sort of thing. Because most people are researching online. Anyway, this whole side is conversion. So traffic and conversion. So if yes, we get somebody to visit the website, but what we really do is we go for capture. We capture their name and email. We capture their name and email so that they can go into the email and the nurture and the social and everything else, yeah? So this graphic actually was done for the European Bar School. So you'll actually see one of the first thing was, after we captured them with a free giveaway, one of the things was, hey, come to this experience evening, because they had a bar in their school. And so, you know, if you want to learn to become a bartender, come along and experience, you know, have an experience night. And we'd have old students telling them all about, you know, the experience of a lifetime. We'd show them these videos, and then it'd be really social and it'd be fun, and they'd have some free drinks, and oh, what a great time. We're your best friends. And of course, they would buy, you know, it's a £1,500 sale. They'd buy tickets to the 6 weeks, and they can go and train in Las Vegas or Kos, which is where we used to do parties, or Scandinavia, wherever. But you know, that's if that's fitting. That would also be Zubair's pop-ups, or, you know, the sorts of stuff you've mentioned in the future as well. But, you know, but at the very least, even you're still running competitions. You're like check out what we do. Here's my ebook. Here's white papers, case studies of customers we've helped. Da da da. So that what I'm trying to say here is traffic and conversion. Get them to the website, give them something of value for free, and then you nurture them along. You nurture them along. This is exactly the same graphic. It just looks different. So traffic, attract traffic, capture the lead, nurture the prospect, and then it says convert sales, deliver and satisfy, and upsell, because the upsell and the referrals is kind of like way back here. Raving fan upsell, because that's the best marketing of all, is getting people to send you more business. Yeah, does it make sense? Anyway, what else is in this presentation? This is my old slide. Yeah, there's GB doing, yeah. You don't have to sign up to my website, but yeah. Oh, this is an example of a capture device on a website. You know, somebody visits, wait, before you go, check out the webinar. You know what I mean? You know, there's one of my own. These both of those, actually, that and that. That's on my splash page. You know, that's that. Don't go to my website though. It's down at the moment, rebuilding. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I hope I've educated you, or I know I've educated you. I hope you've heard it. Gorillas want bananas. It's about defining who your audience is, delivering the right message at the right time to the right people. Yep. It's about capturing conversion. Yep. The next steps are we need to rebrand Athelos. We need an awesome website that communicates effectively, especially following the 3-second model, you know, with the headlines and capture devices. And we need to create the follow-up series of emails. We need to be doing webinars, case studies, all this. But this is the stuff I do day in, day out. But it's important, and that's why I made this video, it's important you understand marketing, especially online marketing. You understand why we're doing what we're doing. Understand why we're doing what we're doing, because that's ultimately, it ends up just being a numbers game for the reasons I've explained. But we're always just putting as many gorillas into the funnel as possible. The rest of it is the website, the capture devices, the email, the webinars, the case studies. It's all to achieve these goals of creating experiences that customers love, delivering as much value as you can, so that when the time to buy comes, we're the only choice in the marketplace. The only choice. I'm whizzing back to get to the center. Hey, where's the wheel? Yeah. That's why we're the only choice in the marketplace. Yeah? Because bang, 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 bang for these reasons. But we give them this amazing experience. And the rebrand is all about the look and feel, voice and tone, which is these outside stuff, yeah? Okay, cool. That's not your wheel, by the way. It's for somebody else, another client. All right, so I hope that was pleasurable. Hopefully it wasn't too long, but it's how we've made millions for people. With that formula in place, you make millions. Without that formula, no image match, no, you know, empty funnel, no awareness, no image match, no fax match, no capture and conversion. Yeah, so it's the ultimate success formula for marketing, my friend. So yeah, I really do hope that we end up working together. I really do. That's awesome. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. And it's Glenn out. See ya. Bye.